Have you ever been around someone who, on the surface, seems warm and friendly, but deep down, something inside you whispers, "Something's not right here"? It's not that they said anything overtly cruel. It's not that they openly attacked you. But there's that subtle off feeling, a quiet alarm in your gut telling you that behind their pleasant words there's another story, a shadow hiding just out of sight. That sensation you feel isn't paranoia, it's intuition, and intuition is one of the most powerful tools we have for reading people if we learn to listen to it. Carl Jung, one of the most influential thinkers in psychology, described this hidden side of human nature as the shadow. The shadow is the part of us we deny, repress, or refuse to admit exists. It's the jealousy we hide behind polite smiles, the resentment we bury under casual jokes, the anger we disguise with "just kidding" comments. It's the mask people wear when they want to appear one way, but feel something entirely different inside. And here's the truth. When someone harbors feelings like hatred, envy, or bitterness toward you, they rarely announce it openly. Instead, they slip it into their words, their tone, their expressions, and their small, seemingly insignificant behaviors. They believe they've hidden it completely, but the signs, though subtle, are always there. And once you know what to look for, you'll never unsee them. Today, I'm going to walk you through 8 unmistakable signs that someone close to you may secretly hold hostile feelings toward you, even if they go out of their way to seem supportive. And trust me, sign number 8 is the most dangerous of all. It has the power to change the way you see certain people forever. Before we dive in, if you want to sharpen your emotional awareness, protect your mental space, and grow into the strongest version of yourself, make sure you hit subscribe to Unshakable Mind right now. That's where we explore the deep truths of human behavior and how to master your inner world. And while you're listening, drop a comment below saying, "I choose to trust my intuition." This isn't just a comment. It's a personal commitment. Now, let's begin. Sign number 1. Sarcasm and contempt disguised as humor. Hidden hostility rarely appears as open conflict. Some people prefer to cloak their resentment in jokes, playful teasing, or ironic remarks. It's the kind of humor that makes you laugh for a split second, until you realize there's a sting behind it. They might say something about your appearance, your work, or your choices, followed by a light, "I'm just kidding," as if those 3 words erase the truth in what they said. But here's the thing. Sarcasm has roots in contempt, and contempt is one of the clearest indicators of underlying hostility. When you notice a pattern of comments that seem designed to chip away at your confidence, even in a joking tone, pay attention, because often those jokes are the shadow speaking out loud. Sarcasm can be a weapon disguised as wit. Some people wrap their hostility in playful jokes, sharp one-liners, or biting irony, targeting the very things they know are sensitive to you. And when you dare to call them out, the defense is instant. "I was only joking." "Don't be so sensitive." "Come on, you don't know how to take a joke?" This is one of the most dangerous forms of hidden hostility because it leaves you unsettled, even hurt, while the other person hides behind the mask of harmless humor. It creates a situation where you feel like the one overreacting, when in truth your instincts are reading the truth in their tone. Repeated irony, especially about the same personal topics over and over again, is rarely just a joke. When the humor always leaves you feeling smaller, humiliated, or less confident, that's not playfulness. That's contempt wearing a smile. Carl Jung explained that we often project our own hidden flaws, our shadow, onto others. That projection isn't always conscious, but it's revealing. If someone habitually uses irony to attack the same traits in you, it's often because those traits reflect something within themselves they can't accept. In mocking you, they're really attacking a mirror. Now, let's move to the second unmistakable sign of hidden hostility: subtle sabotage. If someone close to you feels threatened by your success, your growth, or the way you carry yourself, they might not confront you openly. Instead, they might chip away at your progress in small, hard-to-spot ways. Sabotage isn't always grand or obvious. It can be silent, creeping, and almost invisible unless you know what to look for. Sometimes it's as simple as giving you the wrong information about an important meeting, or forgetting to pass along a crucial detail you needed to succeed. It could be arriving late when they promised to help you, so you end up scrambling. It could even be cloaked in kindness, offering to handle something for you and then doing it poorly, so you take the blame. What makes subtle sabotage so insidious is that it often comes from people who smile to your face. They may call themselves your friend, your partner, or your family, but underneath, there's a quiet competition, a resentment that pushes them to hold you back rather than cheer you on. If you've ever had someone constantly, accidentally complicate your life or slow your progress, ask yourself, is this a pattern? Because patterns reveal intentions, and intentions reveal truth. Right now, I want you to pause for a moment and drop this in the comments. I protect my energy and my progress, because protecting both is one of the core pillars of building an unshakable mind. In the next part, we'll explore the third sign, one that's even trickier to detect because it hides behind gestures that look like support, but aren't. Stay with me, and remember, subscribe to Unshakable Mind so you never miss the knowledge that keeps you ahead of the hidden games people play. Sometimes sabotage doesn't come as a grand betrayal. It arrives as a series of small mistakes, a missed message, an overlooked detail, a forgotten reminder. When it happens once, you might dismiss it as bad timing or simple absent-mindedness. But when it happens again and again, and always in moments that matter most to your progress, you have to start asking yourself, is this really an accident? A friend or family member who forgets to pass along important information, leaves out key details, or consistently complicates situations for you may not be as innocent as they appear. Patterns are powerful indicators, and when the same missteps keep occurring at critical times, it's worth questioning the intent behind them. Carl Jung suggested that when people lack the courage to confront their own shortcomings, they may unconsciously project their frustration onto others. They might try to slow your progress, not because they hate you outright, but because your success reminds them of their own unfulfilled potential. Holding you back becomes a way for them to avoid feeling inferior. Which brings us to sign number 3, one that's even more deeply rooted in ego and insecurity: silent competition. Some people simply cannot stand the idea of you excelling without trying to outshine you. Every time you achieve something, they feel an almost reflexive need to match it or surpass it. And if they can't do that, they'll try to make your accomplishment seem smaller. Maybe you share exciting news, hoping for genuine congratulations, but instead of celebrating you, they quickly turn the conversation toward themselves. Maybe you tell them about a goal you reached, and they respond with, "That's nice, but I've done something similar and bigger." Or they find subtle ways to downplay your effort. "Oh, that's not so hard," or "I could have done that if I wanted to." Silent competition is especially dangerous because it disguises itself as ambition or casual conversation. But at its core, it's not about growth, it's about comparison. And comparison, when fueled by insecurity, becomes a breeding ground for resentment. Pay attention to how people react to your victories. Do they light up and share your joy? Or do they immediately try to redirect the spotlight onto themselves? The difference between genuine support and silent rivalry can completely change the quality of your relationships. If you've ever experienced this, I want you to write in The comments right now, I celebrate without comparison. Because when you stop competing with others and start focusing on your own path, you create a mental space no one can shake. Next, we'll uncover sign number 4, a behavior that might seem harmless at first, but over time can erode your confidence and keep you second-guessing yourself. So stay with me, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to Unshakable Mind so you're ready for the tools that protect your peace from hidden negativity. Silent competition doesn't always show its teeth in obvious ways. Sometimes it's an undercurrent that runs through every interaction. People who carry deep insecurities often feel threatened by someone else's success. They can't stand to watch you shine because in their mind, your light makes their own feel dimmer. Your achievements don't just impress them, they confront them with their own feelings of inadequacy. If every conversation with this person somehow turns into a subtle contest, if every accomplishment you share is met with a bigger, better story from their life, it's a strong sign that there's an unspoken resentment simmering beneath the surface. Carl Jung's concept of shadow projection explains this perfectly. When someone hasn't developed certain qualities in themselves, they often notice and resent those same qualities in others. Instead of using that awareness as motivation to grow, they turn it into competition, belittlement, or passive-aggressive one-upmanship. And that leads us to sign number 4, a behavior that's deceptively easy to miss: apparent kindness or superficial support. Not everyone who smiles at you wants the best for you. Some people hide their hostility behind polite words and a calm demeanor. They show just enough friendliness to appear supportive, but when it really matters, their absence is deafening. When you need help, they minimize your situation or make excuses. When you share good news, their enthusiasm feels flat, forced, or completely missing. At moments that should be milestones, your promotion, your graduation, your personal breakthroughs, they are either unavailable, indifferent, or quick to shift the subject away from your win. It's not always easy to spot this at first, because you might tell yourself maybe they're just busy or that's just their personality. But patterns matter, and if someone is consistently absent during your important moments, physically, emotionally, or both, it's worth asking whether they truly hold positive feelings toward you. True support doesn't hesitate. It doesn't shrink away when the spotlight is on you. Genuine friends and loved ones will celebrate your growth as if it were their own, without reservation. The absence of that joy speaks volumes, so I want you to declare it with me in the comments right now. I surround myself with people who celebrate my wins, because you deserve to be in spaces where your growth isn't just tolerated, it's welcomed, encouraged, and applauded. In the next part, we'll uncover sign number 5, a subtle psychological tactic that can leave you questioning your own memory and judgment. It's one of the most manipulative signs of hidden hostility, and if you don't recognize it early, it can eat away at your confidence from the inside out. Subscribe to Unshakable Mind so you're ready for it. Over time, patterns reveal themselves. The way someone reacts to your victories, your struggles, and your growth speaks volumes about what they truly feel toward you. Carl Jung spoke of something called ego dissociation, a psychological mechanism where a person becomes emotionally detached from others. This detachment often shows up as coldness, indifference, or an inability to genuinely support those around them. When you share your triumphs, they might meet you with an empty smile or a flat, "That's nice." When you face challenges, they might seem distant, distracted, or strangely unbothered. It's not always because they're busy or overwhelmed. Sometimes it's because your experiences, good or bad, stir emotions in them they'd rather not face. If you've been noticing these subtle signs so far, and they resonate with your own experiences, I want you to pause for a moment and subscribe to Unshakable Mind. This is where we uncover the patterns in human behavior that most people overlook. Patterns that, once recognized, can completely transform the way you protect your peace and choose your relationships. And while you're here, write in the comments, I choose connections that feel genuine. Now let's move into sign number 5, one of the most manipulative forms of hidden hostility: control disguised as care. Not all control is loud or aggressive. Sometimes it's quiet, persuasive, and wrapped in words that sound loving. This kind of person frames their interference as being for your own good. They tell you what you should do, where you should go, and who you should trust. They criticize your decisions under the banner of just looking out for you. On the surface, it can look like concern, but if you pay close attention, the effect is very different from genuine support. True care makes you feel stronger, more capable, and more confident in your choices. Control disguised as care leaves you feeling smaller, doubtful, and dependent. A key indicator is how you feel after their so-called advice. Do you feel empowered, or do you feel like you can't move forward without their approval? Do they offer guidance and step back, or do they insist you follow their way, making you second-guess your own instincts? This tactic is dangerous because it's subtle. It creates a dependency, making you believe you need them to make good decisions. Over time, it chips away at your independence until their opinion feels like the final word on your life. If you recognize this dynamic, know this: real love and friendship will never make you feel trapped. Support is about standing beside you, not above you. Next, we'll uncover sign number 6, a behavior that works like a slow poison to your self-esteem. It's often dismissed as harmless, but if left unchecked, it can erode the foundation of your confidence. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe to Unshakable Mind so you're prepared to recognize it before it does damage. If someone's guidance consistently leaves you feeling more insecure rather than more confident, you may not be receiving support at all. You may be experiencing manipulation. Carl Jung argued that the urge to control others often comes from a deep fear of internal chaos. People who cannot manage their own uncertainty try to manage everyone else's decisions, hoping that controlling the outside world will help them avoid confronting their own emotional instability. Now, let's talk about sign number 6, a behavior that can destroy your relationships and reputation without you even knowing it's happening: criticism and gossip. People who harbor resentment toward you rarely express it to your face. Confrontation would require honesty, and honesty would reveal their true feelings. Instead, they work in the shadows, speaking about you to others, twisting facts and spreading subtle but damaging criticism. This behavior is particularly insidious because it's indirect. You may go about your days unaware of what's being said until you start noticing small changes: friends becoming distant, colleagues acting cold, invitations no longer arriving. It's only later, sometimes too late, that you realize the root cause was someone quietly poisoning your image when you weren't there to defend yourself. False or exaggerated rumors are powerful tools in the hands of someone who holds a grudge. They erode trust, they plant seeds of doubt in the minds of others, and over time they can isolate you socially, professionally, or even within your own family. Carl Jung explained that the impulse to discredit others is often an unconscious projection. People who feel inadequate may try to elevate themselves by lowering someone else's standing. By making you look smaller, they believe they appear larger. But the truth is, their actions reveal far more about them than about you. If you've ever felt the sting of hearing something untrue about yourself, something whispered behind your back instead of spoken to your face, I want you to type in the comments right now: My truth speaks louder than their gossip. Because when you live authentically, you protect yourself against the lies of others. Next, we'll move to sign number 7, a tactic so subtle it often passes as casual conversation. But in reality, it's designed to chip away at your confidence piece by piece. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to Unshakable Mind so you're prepared to see through these hidden attacks the moment they begin. People who speak badly about you often reveal more about their own insecurities and struggles than anything true about you. Jung taught us that those who feel inferior or dissatisfied project their inner turmoil outward by casting others in a negative light. This projection is a defense mechanism, a way to try to balance their feelings of inadequacy by dragging others down. Now let's explore sign number 7, one of the most painful but common signs of hidden hostility, resentment toward your success. True friends and loved ones celebrate your victories. They stand by you during hard times and cheer loudly when you hit your milestones. Your wins feel like their wins, a shared joy that strengthens bonds and lifts spirits. But people who harbor grudges find it difficult, if not impossible, to genuinely rejoice in your success. Instead, they show subtle signs of annoyance, a cold reaction, an abrupt change of topic, or attempts to minimize what you've accomplished. Have you ever shared good news, only to be met with a detached, "Oh, that's great," or worse, a swift pivot to talk about themselves? This is often a sign of envy or unhealthy competition. Rather than celebrating you, they feel threatened by your progress. Carl Jung explained that the inability to celebrate others is rooted in unresolved internal conflicts. When someone struggles to be happy for your success, it's often because your achievements highlight what they feel they lack. Your shining moments become a painful reminder of their own shortcomings, a mirror they're unwilling to face. If this resonates with you, take a moment and write in the comments, "I celebrate my wins and others with an open heart." Because learning to celebrate, not compete, is one of the keys to building an unshakable mind and fostering genuine connections. Coming up next is sign number 8, the most insidious sign of hidden hostility, one that can completely reshape your perspective on the people around you. Stay tuned, and if you haven't yet, hit subscribe to Unshakable Mind to get ready for this powerful revelation. Some people simply cannot celebrate your successes. Instead, they minimize your achievements with phrases like, "It's not that big of a deal," "I did something similar a while ago," or "You could have done better." These aren't just casual comments. They reveal a deeper, often unspoken impatience or resentment. When you notice someone around you struggling to show genuine happiness for your victories and instead displaying signs of annoyance or indifference, it's a clear sign that beneath their surface, something very different is brewing. Now, we arrive at sign number 8, the most subtle and insidious of all, hidden hostility revealed through non-verbal cues and small details. Hostility that's kept secret doesn't always come out in harsh words or obvious actions. Often, it hides in the smallest unconscious behaviors. The fleeting glance at the wrong moment, a smile that doesn't quite reach the eyes, a sudden shift in expression, or an awkward silence that feels heavier than words. The body rarely lies. Even when someone tries to mask their true feelings, their involuntary gestures and micro-expressions betray their deepest emotions. If someone pretends to appreciate or support you, but secretly resents you, you'll notice subtle clues. Their hands may tense when you talk about your achievements, their voice might change slightly when offering a compliment, or they might avoid eye contact when the conversation turns to your success. These signs are easy to overlook because they are so subtle. But once you start paying attention, you'll see them everywhere. This hidden language of the body speaks volumes about the true feelings people try to keep buried. I want you to take a moment now and comment below. I trust what my intuition sees and feels, because developing this awareness is one of the most powerful steps you can take to protect yourself from hidden negativity and emotional manipulation. If you found value in this journey so far, don't forget to subscribe to Unshakable Mind so you never miss these deep insights into the human mind and heart. In our final block, we'll pull all of these signs together and reflect on how to protect your energy and build resilience in the face of hidden hostility. Stay with me. Carl Jung once said that the body and the unconscious never lie. No matter how hard someone tries to hide their true feelings behind a mask, their body always tells the real story. While the conscious mind can carefully craft words and maintain a facade, the body reacts instinctively to genuine emotions, sometimes in ways that slip past our awareness. Have you ever noticed a glance that lingers too long or avoids eye contact at a crucial moment? A smile that feels forced or a sudden change in someone's expression that just doesn't fit the conversation? These are not coincidences. If you feel tension, discomfort, or coldness from someone, trust that instinct. Your intuition is picking up on subtle signals that your rational mind might struggle to explain. Learning to read these non-verbal cues requires attention and sensitivity, but it is a skill that protects you from deception and hidden hostility. Words can be misleading, but the body's language and small details rarely lie. Thank you for joining me on this journey into understanding the shadows that lurk beneath the surface of human interactions. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to subscribe to Unshakable Mind for more deep insights into psychology, behavior, and emotional resilience. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I trust my instincts to see the truth." See you in the next video, where we'll wrap everything up and explore how to protect your energy and build an unshakable mind in the face of hidden hostility. Stay strong, stay aware,